In the word himself. Priscilla and Aquila took him aside and taught him even more of the way of truth. Priscilla was a spiritual parent, mothering children in the Lord and raising up strong ministry. What a call, what a blessing, what a hard-working woman.
Letter A. Ever loving, ever true. A very good example is Ruth. We find this in the book of Ruth, chapter 1, 11 to 19. But Naomi replied, "Why should you go on with me? Can I still give birth to other sons who could grow up to be your husband? No, my daughters. Return to your parents' home, for I am too old to marry again. And even if it were possible, I were to get married tonight and bear sons, then what? Would you wait for them to grow up and refuse to marry someone else? No, of course not, my daughters. Things are far better for me than for you, because the Lord himself has raised his fist against me." And again, they wept together, and Orpah kissed her mother-in-law goodbye. But Ruth clung tightly to Naomi. "Look," Naomi said to her, "your sister-in-law has gone back to her people, to her gods. You should do the same." But Ruth replied, "Don't ask me to leave you and turn back. Wherever you go, I will go. Wherever you live, I will live. Your people will be my people, and your God will be my God. Wherever you die, I will die, and therein I will be buried. May the Lord punish me severely if I allow anything but death to separate us." When Naomi saw that Ruth was determined to go with her, she said nothing more. So the two of them continued on their journey. When they came to Bethlehem, the entire town was excited by their arrival. "Is it really Naomi?" the woman asked. Ruth was the lady who clung to her destiny. She inherited a family by marriage. The family line was no ordinary one, for out of it came Jesus. We saw this in Matthew 1:5. Ruth was born a Moabite, a Gentile, yet her faithfulness to a greater inheritance she clung unto, which was good. Neither circumstances nor things past were able to hinder her from laying hold of what was more precious. When Naomi hears that the famine in Judah has retreated, she decided to return to Judah. She asked her two daughters to leave her. Orpah kisses her and leaves, while Ruth clings unto her and stays. Returned with her to Judah. Ruth had no idea of the outcome of her commitment. She was not to know that Christ was to come from her descendants. In like manner, we have no idea what rich rewards in heaven awaits us. Praise God.
R is revolutionary. A good example is Rahab. You can look at Joshua chapter 2, verse 1 to 16. Rahab protects the spies. Then Joshua secretly sent out 2 spies from the Israelite camp at Acacia Grove. He instructed them, "Scout out the land on the other side of the Jordan River, especially around Jericho." So the 2 men sent out and came to the house of a prostitute named Rahab and stayed there that night. But someone told the king of Jericho, "Some Israelites have come here tonight to spy out the land." So the king Jericho sent orders to Rahab, "Bring out the men who had come into your house, for they have come here to spy out the whole land." Rahab had hidden the 2 men, but she replied, "Yes, the men were here earlier, but I didn't know where they were from. They left the town at dusk, as the gates were about to close. I don't know where they went. If you hurry, you can probably catch up with them." Actually, she said, taken them up to the roof and hidden them beneath bundle of flax, she said, and laid out. So the king's men went looking for the spies along the road leading to the shallow crossing of the Jordan River. And as soon as the king's men had left, the gate of Jericho was shut. Before the spies went to sleep that night, Rahab went up on the roof to talk with them. "I know the Lord has given you this land," she told them. "We are all afraid of you. Everyone in the land is living in terror, for we have heard how the Lord made path for you through the Red Sea when you left Egypt. And we know what you did to Sihon and Og, the two Amorite kings east of Jordan River, whose people who completely destroyed. No wonder how our hearts have melted in fear. No one has the courage to fight after hearing such things. More, the Lord your God is the supreme God of the heavens above and the earth below. Now, swear to me by the Lord that you will be kind to me and my family since I have helped you. Give me some guarantee that when Jericho is conquered, you will let me live along with my father and mother, my brothers and sisters, and all their families. We offer our own lives as a guarantee for your safety." The men agreed. "If you don't betray us, we will keep our promise and be kind to you when the Lord give us the land." Then, since Rahab's house was built into the town wall, she let them down by a rope through the window. "Escape to the hill country," she told them. "Hide there for 3 days for the men searching for you. Then, when they have returned, you can go on your way." Rahab and the two spies are the main characters in Joshua. Rahab was a prostitute. She lived geographically and morally on the edge of society. Her house was located on the wall of the city and was strategically placed to lodge travelers. This was a prime location for her trade. Rahab had heard of the God of Israel and acted in faith. By hiding the spies, she faced the risk of being killed if caught by the authorities. However, Rahab knew it would take a step of faith to get her out of her present predicament. She did not intend to perish with the rest of Jericho. She knew that if she did nothing, this would lead to her destruction. No one can serve two masters. She made a conscious decision to act in faith on what she heard about God. Rahab was an ancestor of Jesus, that's in Matthew chapter 1, verse 1 to 6. Her faith brought her into an immense inheritance. From a prostitute to the lineage of Jesus Christ, this is what faith can do.
Thanks, Mom.
Yes, Mom.
Okay. Okay, praise God for the women of the Bible. Really unique lives and how the Lord has, teaching us even until today through their lives. So, thank you, women. Thank you. So, now we turn, that's the Old Testament, women of the Bible, and now we go to the women of the present. How the women of today, in particular the women of our church, how they practice those attributes. Thank you. So we have M for model, O for overcomer, T for transformer, H for hard worker, E for ever loving, ever true, and R revolutionary. So let me call on Nanay Tuying for M as in model. The world has its Cindy Crawford. We have Nanay Tuying.
pasensya ka, kailangan ko